Gracias, Marilena.
Buenos días, felicidades. Good morning. I just have a few things to say, a few comments. I know that during commencement speeches and during commencement ceremonies all around the country for School of Communications, there's probably people talking about how much the media has changed and how it has evolved and how technology has changed everything and how social media has changed everything. But why should I tell you that when you could teach us veteran journalists a thing or two about technology? And how can I talk to you about the future of the media when you are reinventing the media, when you are creating a whole new world for all of us? So I, just like I said before in the other commencement speech, I am so in awe of your generation and how much you have to offer us and how much you're going to build a world that is going to be better than the one that we have now. One thing that I can tell you is that there are different reasons for people going into journalism and going to the news media. Sometimes it's that excitement and that adrenaline of covering the news, and sometimes it's that privilege of watching history unfold before your eyes. Also, it's that drive to seek the truth, to uncover corruption, to denounce injustice, to question authority. And that's what makes us fall in love with our profession. One that I definitely think it's the best in the world, and I'm sure that your professors tell you that every single day. And that's why you're here, because you believe in it. But also there's another component, and I think I did touch upon that during the commencement ceremony, and that is social service. I, as a journalist working for Spanish language media, realized very early on that my job was going to be to empower Latinos with information that they needed. There was a thirst for information. And I'm so happy now because I remember reporting on the concerns of our community because 30% of our young Latinos were dropping out of school. And guess what? There's only 12% dropping out of school. And there's more and more Latinos and even more Latinas graduating from college. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for making the dreams of so many of us who work for years to get to this point. This is what we worked for. We worked so that you could graduate. Not only your parents, but so many organizations and institutions, and even us at Univision and us as journalists worked so much so that our community could be better. And what's going to make a community better? An educated population. And that's who you are. And that's why it's so important. When I talk about having a social conscience, and when I talk about covering the types of stories that affect our community, some people call that advocacy journalism, like if it was a bad thing. But let me tell you, what journalist doesn't have either an issue or community or a cause that they don't advocate for, that they're reporting in one way or another? How can I not report on the pain of a family that's being separated by deportation, or a child that goes to school every day without knowing if when they come back, their parents are going to be there? How can I report about that? How can I report on the abuse and the exploitation of migrant workers, or the racial profiling that targets people because of the color of their skin? In trying to navigate this very fine line between balanced journalism and opinion, doing nothing, and remember this, doing nothing is not an option. You have to have your voice heard, and you are now the new voice. Someone said in my presentation that at one point the New York Times and a headline considered me the voice of Hispanic America. Actually, it was an article they wrote about me, and that just happened to be the headline. It's not like the New York Times considers me the voice of Hispanic America, but it sounds nice, right? And I get to put it on my resume. So that's good. Well, guess what? Now you are the voice of Hispanic America. So we are passing the baton on to you. And I'm sure that right here, somewhere among you, is the person who's going to take my place.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, I do have a little bit of a warning. You know, those of you who are, all of you are the future. Well, really, the youth is the future of our country. And those Hispanics that are here are the future of Hispanic America. And the rest of you are the future of our country, because it's this generation that is going to create all the wonderful things that the next generation is going to be able to solve. So you know that. You know that you have that responsibility, and it's a responsibility that is good. It's good to have. It's not something that you carry on your shoulders. It's something that you should be proud of. You know, sometimes we have that identity crisis when we think, so where am I? Who am I? Am I Hispanic? Am I, am I Asian? Am I American? What? You are everything. You know, there will always be hyphenated Americans in this country. Always. African Americans, Jewish Americans, Italian Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans. And it's really, when you realize that it's not a burden, when you realize that it's something that makes you special, then that burden will go away and you'll be able to carry that pride with you in your shoulders and carry it in your heart and share it with everyone that you meet. You know, I do have a warning for those of you who are going to work in the media. Pretty soon maybe you get a job in the next few months, and it just happens to be an election year. So I just want to warn you, what you see out there, please don't take it as an example of what fair and balanced journalism should be. This is not a normal year, this is not a normal election, and even us in the media are not exactly doing things in the normal way. So that is not an example of how things should be. Every 4 years, the media becomes public enemy number one, and that is what's happening right now. They blame us for everything because we choose one candidate over the other, one party over the other. They accuse us of misinterpreting something that a candidate said. Well, thanks to technology, now we can prove that the candidate actually said what he or she said they didn't say. So thank God for technology. Well, imagine they blame us so much for so many things that now they're even blaming us, the media, for creating Donald Trump. Imagine that. Isn't that terrible? But we didn't, right? Who did it? I don't know who did it, but they're to blame. So I just want to close with telling you that I am in awe of you and that I admire all of you, and that if you allow me to say a few words in Spanish, estoy muy orgullosa de todos ustedes. Yo sé que muchos de ustedes están haciendo noticieros en español y yo les deseo lo mejor. Hay un futuro en este país. Yo tengo una beca que yo doy porque yo creo y yo pongo mi dinero en estos estudiantes y en esta juventud. Estoy muy orgulloso de ustedes. Yes, I'll switch back to English because one of the things that makes me lucky and that makes many of you lucky is speaking 2 languages. Isn't it wonderful to be able to be bilingual and bicultural? So I am going to leave you because I know that you have your graduation, you're going to get your diploma, but if you allow me to do something that is very important right now, and I want to take a selfie with you. Shall we do it? Smile, everybody. Thank you very much. I wish you the best. I am excited that I'm taking with me today this very positive energy that I get from each and every one of you. And like I said before, sálganse a comer el mundo porque pueden. Gracias.